Well, hey, AP Gov, how you guys doing? I'm going to bring you a quick video today about Federalist number 10. This is the first in a series of about 20 mini videos that I'm going to do on required court cases and documents. So here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay, Federalist number 10. All you need to know about this, first of all, remember who the Federalists were. The Federalists were the people who supported a strong central government instead of strong state governments, right? So James Madison is one of the most prominent of these, and he is, of course, the father of the Constitution. Alexander Hamilton is the other one who's writing the Federalist Papers. So Federalist number 10 is written by Madison and defends the form of Republican government. That is a government where the people elect their representatives throughout the United States. Now, anti-federalists, who were the critics, the anti-federalists said the federal government was too large and it wasn't going to be responsive to the people, that it was going to be out of touch with people's needs, and state governments could best protect the needs of the people. But Madison says the size of the federal government and the size of the country is exactly what's going to keep us safe. He said, in a small republic, your rights aren't going to be safe because there's going to be groups of people that you know that are going to try and keep you down. And if you look at American history, a lot of the worst violations of people's rights have indeed been from state and local governments, not from the national government. So he says that the great number of what he called factions, which today we would call political parties or parts of political parties, the number of factions is going to keep us safe because nobody will ever be able to gain complete power as long as we're broken up into different ideological groups. Diversity of different parts of the country and different groups of people is going to protect us from tyranny because no one group is going to be able to hopefully dominate power throughout time. The idea was that groups would be forced to negotiate and compromise and then come up with solutions that would respect the rights of minorities. And in this case, we're not just talking about like racial, ethnic, religious, gender minorities. We're talking about opinion minorities, that if your opinion was something that was not popular with the majority, they would have to at least respect it to try and get your group to kind of sign on with whatever you were doing. And you'd get solutions that would truly compromise between the majority and minority. Finally, with Federalist 10, Madison says that the large size of the country is going to make it harder for factions to gain control. That a faction might get people really worked up in one place, but that's not really going to translate to another place. So if you think about it today, Bernie Sanders might be a good example, where Sanders was able to get a lot of support in college towns, a lot of support in big cities, but that didn't really translate out into suburbs and the country and so on and so forth. So we still kind of see that today, where the size of the country makes it really hard for one faction to really consolidate control. Even President Trump, as popular as he is within the Republican Party, it's very difficult for him to get total control because of the size and the diversity within the country. That you can kindle a flame within your particular state, but you can't spread a general conflagration, which would be like a forest fire, throughout the other states. So, bottom line with Federalist 10, it's about why the federal government is a good solution. That, in fact, the size of the country and the number of different parties is going to protect us. That's the bottom line about Fed 10, and that's what you should know going into your argumentative essays. So make sure you review this a couple times. Make sure you can kind of quote Fed 10 in your sleep. And thanks for listening. Bye.